Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 25th February 2023. My name is T.S.V. Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. hariboltrsvnectar, nectar, nectar. Please subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of my other videos. In this particular vlog, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is only a continuation of what we have been doing in my previous videos. Today, we shall discuss about a particular case history that vouches for the fact that a quantity of lust or an incredible quantity of lust from the etheric senses can suddenly convert into pure platonic, godly, devotional love through the astral mind of a particular living entity, especially human. There was this merchant who had a shop in a town in North India some centuries ago. This guy, who was a bachelor, went about his business of maintaining his and managing his shop without bothering about anything else in the world. This guy had seldom come across the opposite sex members, that is, female company, which was beautiful, lovely, delicate, and refined. Somehow, one day, this guy's parents decided to get him married. Till now, this guy did not know anything about the female world of this material universe. When he got married ultimately, it was for the first time that he came across a very delicate, lovely, pure, beautiful woman, and he loved what he saw. He was totally besotted to this lovely young lady who looked ethereally lovely to him, and he wondered what this person was doing in this rough and tumble world of his. Anyway, this fellow suddenly fell head over heels in love with his wife. So much so that he wanted her company all day long. A few months later, this lady decided to pay a visit to her maternal parents' house. When she went, this guy was left high and dry. He remained mourning and distraught for some time. Then suddenly one day he decided to pay his wife a visit at her maternal home. It was already night when he shut his shop and proceeded on a journey to his wife's place. It was late night when he reached there. Everyone was asleep. So, avoiding to disturb them, this guy gallantly climbed up the balcony, jumped inside the building of his wife's house. He knew where she slept. He went there and tried to wake her up. Those days there was no electricity and it was totally dark. This lady, not knowing who was disturbing her, thought that this way was some thief and she let out a cry. People from the neighborhood, along with her family members, came, pounced on this poor fellow, caught, thought that they had caught a thief red handed, and then, without trying to confirm who he was, gave him a sound thrashing. Somehow, one of them lit a lantern, and then they saw the face of this man. The guy who they had caught red handed was none other than their son in law. This lady got very embarrassed. It was a sudden come down for her as far as her personal reputation was concerned. The whole neighborhood sneered and jeered. This lady got very angry. For the first time, this merchant saw the other side of what he thought was a delicate, ethereal, lovely lady. This lady gave her husband a thorough tongue lashing and sadistically told him that what he had in mind was pure lust and infatuation, and that if only he had been prudent enough, he could have transformed it into devotion for God instead of lusting over a body of flesh and bones. This guy, because he was caught red handed and thrashed, and because of that tongue lashing, suddenly dawned upon him a new sense of purpose. He suddenly felt enlightenment. He felt that despite the insult, what his wife was saying was absolutely true. This guy should have forgotten this infatuation and lust for a bag of flesh, bones, air, fire, etc., and concentrated on the God who needed that love from his side. This merchant suddenly changed and later on became none other than Goswami Tulsidas, an ardent devotee of Lord Rama, who wrote the Ramcharitmanas some Hindi language and became world famous. This shows how the infatuation and lust of a common man is transformed into pure platonic love and devotion for God. Similarly, there was one person called Ulsi who was the cardinal of the Church of Canterbury in England. At that time, when this guy was the cardinal of this church, there was a king called Henry VIII. This bishop got pally with the king with whom he had studied as a child. The cardinal is a very powerful religious position, especially in those days when religion was of prime importance in the society. However, this cardinal, Cardinal Ulsi chose to be close to the king because the king showered him with gifts of cash and kind. This made this pontiff very powerful. The public silently protested against this, but it was too scared to tell him that he was going on a wrong direction. This king, this material king, was a debauched and a person who was a victim of luxuries of life. He had this habit of regularly killing his earlier wife and marrying another. This guy went about this in gay abandon. This king, Cardinal Wolsey, did not or could not do anything to stop the king. However, in the case of a lady called Anne Boleyn, this Wolsey cardinal tried to drop to stop King Henry VIII. This king insulted Cardinal Wolsey, showed him his place, told him not to interlope in personal affairs, and unceremoniously dropped Cardinal Wolsey from his own coterie of self-serving friends. Cardinal Wolsey was now neither a cardinal nor a friend of the king. Sudden come down of this type made the cardinal distraught, angry, frustrated, and sad. This guy then commented, had I served my Lord the God with half the devotion that I served this king with, I would not have come to such a sorry pass. The love of Cardinal Wolsey for the king was like that of a servant of God. A servant of God shows platonic love for God. This guy was so infatuated with the king that he showed the same love towards material things and a man made up of flesh and bones, just like he himself, Cardinal Wolsey. And he came to grief within a few years. This shows that if a person had showed his love as servant of God to God, he would have succeeded better than when he showed the same love and lust for a human being, especially the king. These are two instances which show us the importance and difference between pure infatuation and lust and platonic love and devotion for God. We shall talk about this in my next video. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular matter. Please give me your own expert opinions, ideas, and thoughts so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society and to blend everything for the benefit of all humanity. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. This is my spiritual vlog, as you all know. Hari Bol TRSV Nectar. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.